Hello. Welcome to the 7th part of the God's Gambit. At the beginning of this part we see that the poison man is in the air. He thinks, did I play too much? I can't control the smoke because of the wind. I don't know who it is, but their compatibility with me is not good. He brings out a slingshot. It is Giant Slayer Mk7, hero rank slingshot, the weapon of a small boy which killed a giant. The boy reinforced his weapon with the giant's tendons and bones. He thinks, I like it. Use the slingshot to attack. Seo says, a slingshot? It's not like he's a child. Quan saves Seo from the attack. The road starts to melt. Seo says, go on ahead. I'll catch up after seizing that guy. Quan says, the enemy isn't alone. The rest will come soon. He says, a police officer can't run away in front of a criminal. Quan says, think of it as a strategic retreat. Seo says, if we retreat now, there will be more victims. Quan says, isn't that the same if you die now? Driver says, hey, that criminal already disappeared. Haiju is back in the city. Some criminal says, why are you here? Weren't you doing outer stuff? Go Haiju. Damn it. Run for now. What about our quota? Do you think we'll be able to do it? Our opponent is Go Haiju. She says, stand there. Let's talk. They throw a bottle at her. She thinks of a beer bottle. A man says, no, that's poison. If it breaks. She grabs the bottle. Man says, it's a relief that you're in the city, Haiju Yen. Haiju says, who are you? And those people earlier? He says, I don't know. There were occasional robbers, but I've never seen such organized ones. There's quite a lot of people who suffered due to the poison. It's apparently a deadly poison that most antidotes don't work on. We might have lost the treasures that you gave us. She thinks Jaiwu says, some might think that people are easier to face than monsters. Haiju says, Uncle Wongi, pause the search for treasures for now. He says, what? She thinks, something doesn't feel right. It's as if something bad is surrounding the city. Jaiwu is watching Choi Yul from afar. She says, setting up a fake like that. What's he up to? If Choi Yul isn't in the city, there's no need for me to be here. This city will soon. Choi Yul says, a big fight will break out soon. Jack says, did you intend for it to happen? Although I did plan for chaos to emerge within the city. I never expected someone this crazy to appear. Jack says, then you can just slice him down. Choi Yul says, no, I can't do that. I need something more chaotic, you see. Jack says, as expected, it's hard to read your thoughts. Choi says, you'll understand soon. Let's clear the dungeon for now. After that we see they are at Takladum's deepest area. They open the boss room. Boss says, it's been a while since a human has come down this far. Welcome to my city, mortal. He and Demon Elite Boss. Demon King of Investigation Taklo. Difficulty 4. The Demon King who situated himself on the border of the abyss. Enjoys watching mortals slowly experience pain for a long period of time. Choi says, whatever. Do you know the Demon King, Christina? Taklo says, I really dislike the tone of voice you're using to ask that question. Choi Yul says, oh no. Choi Yul jumps to attack him and says, you're going to dislike my attitude even more. Taklo uses a shield to block the attack and says, indeed. Your attitude is a mess as well. He thinks, a magic barrier that neutralizes all physical attacks. Magic that counters high-level magic immediately. A mage-type Demon King, Taklo, who is completely different from the warrior-type Tambaba. It's the polar opposite from 2nd Lieutenant Kwan's physical-oriented party. If 2nd Lieutenant Kwan brought his army here, they would have been annihilated within a second. Taklo uses some really strong attacks. He thinks, and there are countless other dangers here aside from him. Cursed items and plague-smitten monsters. I'll get rid of all the other dangers and reset the level of difficulty for this entire field. He brings out the axe, Musculus legendary rank axe. An axe that has risen to the ranks of the gods thanks to heaving push the body to extreme limits. Highly developed muscles are no different from magic. In proportion to the strength value, all physical attack power is turned into magic attack power. I'll turn this into a beginner stage, level of difficulty for the civilians. After that we see in the meeting room. Seo introduces himself and says, I'm the Homicide Sector's SEO Yunseok. I called you here because of Choi Yul, But the situation has changed and a crazy bastard has appeared in the city. For now, we're calling him a Mugi. Dushik says, we need to arrest that 5 Mugi, but it's impossible with our current police force. So I'm offering a collaborative operation between the army, police, and capable civilians. Haija says, I agree. Those people seemed very dangerous. Quan thinks, a fight between civilians that is irrelevant to the mission. The longer this lasts, the worse it gets. Even if they win the fight, if the mission fails, everyone dies. That fact that they commenced the mission knowing that truth means that they're confident in winning the fight that's happening in the city, as well as the fight with Choi Yul. Choi Yul destroy Taklo. After that, we see Taklo thinks, there were countless calls. Based on those calls, I burned countless cities and brought pain and death upon countless mortals. For a long time, not a single mortal could even slice through me, but to think there'd be a mortal who could slash me with his power alone. Choi Yul says, this is your last chance. Do you know the Demon King, Christina? Isn't that question unrelated to this call, mortal? Choi says, call. Are you referring to missions? Taklo says, yes, we too receive missions based on our respective reasons. Usually it is to destroy mortals. There are those who have different reasons for the same calls, and similar to mortals, the reason sometimes changes. Choi Yul says, wait, are you allowed to tell me this stuff? Taklo says, it doesn't matter. For the mortal who has that book, the more they know, the faster they will meet their death. Choi Yul says, do you know about this book? No, about Christina? Taklo says, what a shame. I won't be able to witness the obvious doom that follows that book. Choi Yul says, wait, what do you know? Jack says, stop, we need to leave now. Taklo says, because I was able to see you in a little bit of distress, the end of this call isn't so bitter. Choi Yul says, wait. A really big explosion happens. I'll wait. For the doom of pawn number 8 that will be induced by you. Choi Yul and Jack are riding the griffin. They are flying away. Jack says, are you okay? Choi Yul says, yeah. He thinks, the more I know, the more downfall nears. A book that brings upon an obvious doom. Jack says, do you want to collect more information? Choi Yul says, no, tackle the only Demon King for this mission anyway. It's enough to know that they're a Demon King that knows Christina. Let's work on our original goal of field difficulty adjusting. It'll be over in 3 days. Jack thinks, 3 days. Will they be able to survive until then? My students. We see that after 3 days, a police officer says, the safety zone is this way. The Amugi gang is on the loose, so stay on the main road. We're out of potions and antidotes. Damn it, does this make sense? Rather than casualties from the mission, there were more casualties from fights among humans. There is poisonous fog everywhere. Seo and Haiju are defending people from the fog. Gumi says, just give up. Even with 2 people wearing legendary class equipment, you can't catch me. Look at the state of the city. Even when a battle like this broke out, the bastards didn't care and only looked for treasures. There are only those who hide and try to reap the benefits, all because there's no leader. An absolute leader to guide the people. And the leader is obviously a position for the strongest person. Haija says, the strongest person is Choi Yul. Seo says, it's not me. Gumi says, the fact that Choi Yul hasn't stepped forward yet must be because he's not confident in defeating me, right? Even though I prepared a present for him, they use bullets to attack him. Bullets melt before reaching Gumi. Quan thinks it has high density, enough to block bullets with automatic defense. The more we fight him, the more skills he acquires. With this rate of growth, we need to deal with him before it's too late. I'm different from Choi Yul. I can share points and items as much as you need, and clearing missions is too easy. You all just have to listen to my words. Automatically say yes to me. Seo says, if you have enough time to think of such idiotic things, go out and find treasures. Gumi says, I'm sorry, but that doesn't work anymore. Haiju and Seo get surrounded by poison fog. Haiju uses her shield skill to block the fog. Gumi says, you can't fend off my poison with fire or wind anymore. After marinating you in poison, I'll let whoever screams the nicest live. Of course, the scream that I want is already set. The shield gets destroyed. Haija says, Officer SEO, since I'm at a higher level. He says, shut your mouth. CO is bleeding from his mouth and eyes. He says, whether it's age or career, this makes more sense. Gumi says, no, it doesn't. What I want is. Gumi gets attacked. He says, which bastard? CO and Haiju look upward and she says, who? It's Jackie says, how disappointing, my students. To think you would be unable to hold out against a third-rate like him. CO says, monster. Haiju says, master? Gumi says, the guardian of the post from the Lost mission? Why are you still here? Jace says, you need discipline, but the time has come, so we'll postpone that for next time. An emergency notice appears. Another god of gold has been found. It is God of Gold Puberty, a god of gold that is ready to jump into the group's pecking order competition. As soon as he enters puberty, his existence will be revealed to the citizens. The mission's content has changed. From now on, you can choose which god of gold you want to offer the treasure to. Until the mission ends, whichever god of gold has been offered the most treasures will win. And the citizens of the winning god of gold will receive an incredible reward. The citizens of the losing god of gold will not receive any rewards. Gumi gets angry after hearing this. City god of gold. Treasures worth 186,432. Participants 34,773. The pattern. It's familiar, right? Yeah, the only bastard who would do something like this is him. Desert god of gold puberty. Treasure S worth 38,552,895. Participants 1. Everyone gets angry and says, Choyel again? I knew he was quiet. Choyel, you trash like a bastard. Choyel says, creating a villain to unite the city together. It's a bit obvious, but the most definite method. But I can't leave a role like that to a patient who suffers from protagonist syndrome and acts out. To only have trust in their legendary ranked equipment. The 7th part of the God's Gambit ends here. Subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.